Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I am going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, what is an identifier in Java? Let me answer. Identifier is nothing but a name given to various programming elements in Java like variables, methods, classes, labels, packages, and etc. Any other stuff. Okay. So, what is an identifier? Identifier is nothing but a name given to a variable, a name given to a method, a name given to a class, a name given to labels, a name given to a package. Okay. So these are called as identifiers, guys. Okay. So once you name variables, you can call that named variable as an identifier. Okay. Once you name a method, you can call that named method as an identifier. Okay. Once you name a class, you can call that named class as the identifier. Once you name a label, you can call that named label as an identifier. Once you name a package, you can call that named package as an identifier. Identifier is nothing but a name given to various programming elements in Java. So what is the purpose? Why we have to name them? To identify. That's why the name identifier has come to these variables, methods, classes, labels, packages after naming them. Okay. After you name these variables, methods, classes, labels, packages, we can call this variables, methods, classes, labels, and packages as identifiers because they got named. Okay. Using that names, we can uh, organize them, categorize them, identify them, whatever it is, okay? Or use them, access them, whatever it is, okay? So in real world also, we name some people, right? We give some names to the people. Otherwise, if you don't name these people, there may be many people and it will be very difficult for you to identify them, right? So with the help of their name, you can identify them. You can call them with their name so that that particular person only will come out of that 100 or 1,000 people who are who are before you, let's say. Okay. Similarly, while you are writing the Java programming, we use several programming elements like variables, methods, classes, labels, packages, etc. If you don't name them, you'll not be able to identify, okay, under which method what code is there, okay, under which variable what data is stored. If you want to identify the variable storing that particular data to that particular variable or method or classes, labels, packages, etc., we have to name them. Once you name them, we can call them as identifiers because identifiers are nothing but the names given to the, okay, name given to the this programming elements in Java like variables, methods, classes, labels, and packages. Let me practically demonstrate this for you. For that, I'll switch to the Eclipse IDE. Here, I'll just do one thing. I will create a program here. So before creating a program, let me switch this workspace. So in this Eclipse IDE, under this one of the project, under the project, I'll create a new class, some random name I'll give. Just right click and select new class. I'll just give some name like class 29. Let's say I'll just name this class with some random name. Let's say class 29 with main method. Click on finish. Once the class is created, once the class is created here with the main method, inside that, first I'm going to name a variable, okay? I'm going to give examples of different identifiers in Java. That is variables, methods, classes, labels, packages after naming them, okay? Once you name the variables, methods, classes, labels, packages, we can call them as identifiers. So one by one, I will name and show you how they become the identifiers after naming. Okay, inside this main method, I'll declare a variable and assign some value, say 5. Okay, here the name that I have given to the variable is A. Okay, so I'll identify this particular variable with the name A. Okay, now this variable is an identifier. Okay, the purpose of the variable you already know, to store the data, and variable is nothing but reference to the memory location where exactly this data is reserved, stored and reserved. Okay, fine. That we already have seen. That is what nothing but a variable. Anyhow, fine. So the next thing is methods. Okay, I'll create a method here, public static void sample method. Here I'm naming this method as sample method. Okay, sample method A, let's say. Okay, so I'm naming this method. So once you name a method, this can be called as an identifier. Once you name a variable, that particular variable can be called as an identifier. Okay, identifiers are nothing but the namings given to the various programming elements in Java. Simple words. Okay, hence this A is an identifier. Hence sample method A is an identifier. Okay, the whatever the things that you can name in Java, you can call them as identifiers because you name them after naming them. Okay, classes. So already I have named this class 29. Okay, this class 29 is a identifier. Okay, then label. So we can write some label code here for int I is equal to 0, I less than 5 I plus plus. Okay, and here one more for loop I'll write for int j is equal to 0, j less than 3, j plus plus. Okay, system dot out dot println. Okay, system dot out dot println I some j. Okay, I colon plus j I'll say. Okay, like this I'll give. Now here, now I want to prepare create some labels for this external for loop and give a label name for this internal for loop. Okay, so here I'll give a label, guys. Label is let's say external for loop 1. Okay, one label, one naming with colon symbol. Okay, like this I can give a label, guys. Okay, here for this internal for loop 1, some name I have given. Okay, these are the labels in Java, guys. Okay, so you can name this thing with a label. Okay, now how can you use these labels and all? That is a different story, guys. Okay, and write a condition if I is equal to j. Okay, then break external for loop 1. Okay, like this. If I is equal to j, then break the external for loop. That means you'll come out of the, instead of inner for loop, you'll come out of the external for loop. Like that, you can use the labels. I'll explain more about labels in the other interview questions, but for now, these are some examples of labels, and the labels have to be named in Java with the different names. And once you name the labels, you can call them as identifiers. Okay. Other variety of identifiers. Then packages, guys. Okay. Here I created a lot of packages. AB pack. You see the package name. Under which package I have created this class 29 under EF pack. Here EF pack. Okay. Package EF pack. Here I have named this package while creating the package. Right click new package. Right. When I create a package, I'll create like this new package. I can give a name for the package EF GH. Let's say GF pack. Okay. Click on finish. A new package will be created. Okay, a new package will be created like GH. Under that, no classes are there now. So naming a package is also an identifier. You can also call a named package as an identifier. Okay, all these are identifiers once named. Variables, methods, classes, labels, packages, and these programming elements in Java once named, they can be called as identifiers, guys. Someone asks you what is an identifier, you have to say that identifier is nothing but a name given to different programming elements in Java like variables, methods, classes, labels, packages. Once you name these variables, methods, classes, labels, and packages as shown in this program, okay, you can call these variables, methods, classes, labels, packages which are named as identifiers in Java. Okay, so with practical demonstration, I answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.